Hello, Governor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 15 of Ignore the Backlog. My name is The Real Portz, and Evil Space Money is my co-host. Evil Space Money, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. How about you, Portz?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. It's important to ask your friends how they're doing, you know, because sometimes they play horrible games, and you don't know what their mental state is going to be. So
yeah.
I appreciate you keeping an eye on me like that.
Yeah, you know, or sometimes your friends drag you into terrible games and fucking make you remember how much you hated them and you kept playing them for hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Well, I don't think there's any evidence of that. Anyway, how's your week?
My week's been really good. Crazy at work. I made some fucking Rice Krispies with bourbon in them. So they're like marshmallowy adult bourbon. They're really slutty.
Oh, can I get drunk off of it?
There's a lot of bourbon in there. Like the marshmallow fluff didn't fully set up, so it's still kind of like gooey, but it's pretty bourbon-y.
Ew.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I like bourbon. I would just probably drink it though. Actually, you could just drink bourbon and then kind of pair it with the bourbon crispy treat, huh?
There you go. Then you have twice the bourbon. How was your week?
Twice the bourbon. Exactly. My week was good. I don't have any work shit to talk about. You have like interesting food things that are of general interest to people. My work is not like that, so I won't mention a single fucking thing that happened.
Fair enough.
Because it's so goddamn boring. You remember that episode of The Office where Jim is like explaining what he does, and then he just stops halfway through and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm just boring myself talking about this.
Yeah.
That's what talking about my job would be like.
I got you.
So, yeah.
Well,
video games?
yeah, what did you play?
I played a couple different things, okay?
Okay, surprise me. You like to
I'm going to rip through a couple of them because one of them we've already talked about, and there's a couple to get to. So, I played a game called Bombshell, which we talked about.
Yep.
I beat it finally.
How was it?
So, first game for the year. Brr, woo, party noises.
Woo, woo, woo.
That's sirens. I'm not in trouble, although I should be because actually the developers of this game should be because it's terrible.
Oh, no.
They do a fake like, oh, this is the boss like 40 times, and they do the dumbest fucking puzzles and lots of travel time, and it's terrible. But
Yikes.
I'm glad that I beat it because it was funny how bad it was, which is, you know, every game I play now.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like one of my first like off stream in a long time. Like, you know what? I don't have to stream every bad game. Some of them are just for me to make fun of. And so I played Bombshell to the end, and the last line in the, well, not the last line in the game, but the game ends with Shelly. If you forgot, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Bombshell's name is Shelly. Bombshell's like, anyway. The fucking final boss, she goes, he's like coming at her, and she goes, hey, Heskel, try and survive this. No context. No, it's not a joke. Like, I mean, technically she says it like it's a joke, but it's not referencing anything. It's like, it's almost like it's like they tried to do the dodge this line from Matrix, but with no context to make it funny or make sense.
Was the guy already dead? The bad guy already dead?
Nope.
What?
He wasn't dead, but he, I guess the loose connection you could make is he's a cyborg. So he, like, I guess tried to keep himself alive with robot parts and all that shit, but
Oh, Jesus.
it still seems like a weak fucking connection to me.
Sad.
I literally tabbed out of the game as that line occurred and typed it in my notes so I didn't forget. That's how blown away I was by that stupid fucking thing.
Aw.
Also, the whole scene where he dies, you come in and you're like, hey, I'm going to kick your ass. You fight him twice, right?
Yeah.
You kick his ass both times. And then through the cutscene, he rips off your robot arm, which they made a huge deal about in the entire game. They're like, your robot arm is getting you through this. You're like a super soldier all by yourself. Blah, you go get them. All the soldiers love you for it. And then he just takes it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, fuck. the thing that's kept me going this whole time, that's allowed me to act like a superhero. And then your sister is there, which, you know, it's not important why. She runs at him because, you know, he has the upper hand on you now.
Literally.
And she runs at him to distract him. Yeah, exactly. He's got 3 upper hands on you. And and 1 half arm. And so your sister runs up and like tackles him, but she's just a stupid idiot with no robot arm. So he flings her off. But this gives you enough time to pull out your gun and go, hey, Eskel, try and survive this. And so you blow a hole in his face. And it's great.
Wow.
It's great. Oh, and then your sister, she comes up to you after it's over and she's like, huh, guess you didn't need that arm after all. It's like, what, Saturday morning cartoon, like life lesson? What are we doing here?
It's like they were trying
fuck?
hard to be a 90s cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Nothing can stop friendship and sisterhood.
Gross. That sounds like a terrible game.
It was awesome. In the worst way. I played a game that is actually good called Crisis 1.
Oh.
I've never beat it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it for fucking years and just never sat down to make the time for it. And I'm still finding it a little difficult because, like, it is a good game, but it's old as shit now. And it's, like, kind of a... Other than the suit powers, once you get over the funness of that, it's just a shooter. It's just a shooter that looks pretty.
Yeah.
For the time. And it still looks good now. Like, I have no complaints about the visuals and the physics and stuff, but... so the way I'm playing it is by quote-unquote speed running it in my own way by just using the speed boost power on the armor.
Yeah.
And playing it on easy.
Nice.
And it's going pretty quick. I think the game time's like 15 hours or something like that, like to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
For a normal person, I'm hoping to come in at like 9.
Ooh.
Hoping. Maybe. We'll see.
Pumping them out.
Yeah, pump it out. So that game's going well. I don't know. Have you ever played Crisis 1?
No, I do own it. I probably played it like once or twice, but I never actually beat it either.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. Like the opening is pretty strong, but then they introduce aliens immediately, and it's like I was kind of fun, like sneaking around killing people, and it's like the alien thing is not interesting to fight. I think Metro has this problem too, where monsters are not interesting to fight in that game, but the other people trying to kill you are very interesting to fight because it's a lot more strategic. Where the monsters just run at you, and it's like, okay, that's not interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, Crisis 1, Bombshell. Played both of those. Haven't beat Crisis 1 yet. I expect to maybe next week, maybe not. It gets put on the back burner a lot. It's like one of those games that I'm like, I got some time to kill, and I'm not paying attention to the story at all because it doesn't seem very good. I'll turn up like the cutscenes and stuff, but other than that, I'm just like watching movies and shit while I'm fucking playing.
Yeah.
And so the other thing I started was Techno Babylon, and I'm only like an hour into this, but this is a point and click adventure game from like 2016, 15, something like that, by Wajidai, and they do really good modern
point and clicks,
like pixel point and clicks, yeah. And this is like cyberpunk, so I haven't really done that much, but the weird thing about this game is you have like this like brain goo that you spread on shit to interface with it, and then it like you go into this dream sequence and like talk to programs and shit. Yeah, so I put it on the lock on my door, and then I went to go commune with it or whatever, and it was manifested as like a knight, and it was like, I'm in charge of protecting you, milady, and no one will get past me. And it's just adorable shit like that. The chef is like this anime chick, because you have like this food condenser thing. So I spread it on that, went commune with it. It's like, oh my god, hello, if you have new recipes you can insert them into the machine, and just annoying bullshit like that. But it just adds to the weird state of that world, you know, where people are looking for human connection in their programs and shit.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good, because like I love cyberpunk stuff, and that is like one of the things that you do is you like connect. So like if you play the tabletop game, which is why I'm so excited to see what the new one is going to be like in April.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the
Right.
tabletop, they describe it as, like, you're basically connected and you're a part of the machine and you download it and you go into a dream state. And so, like, if I see that in any game, I just, like, instantly freak out because, like, I loved role-playing Cyberpunk 2020. And I miss having people to do that campaign with because it's so fucking crazy. It, like, the stupidest shit happens and you're going to die really fast.
That's great. That is great.
Did you play anything else?
Okay. I did.
What else?
There's more.
Oh, man.
This is the big one.
I'm excited.
All right. This is the big one. I played and beat this game in one day. It's called GUN. All caps GUN. And it is a Western from 2005.
Yes!
Have you seen this?
Yes! I think I own it.
Have you played it?
No. Yes, I played it a long time ago when I think I had it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, it was on the PS2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This game is fucking... It was a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know what to expect at all. I just launched it, right? I don't even remember why I picked it up. It's been in my library so long. It's like some sale. I don't give a shit. So I get into it, and it looks like a hunting game. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You're just hunting with your dad, Ned. And for some reason, you call him Ned also. Like, he refers to himself as Ned. Like, the game tutorials are like, Ned. It's like, you introduced him as my dad. Why the fuck am I calling him Ned? It just feels really weird. But, so, you start killing an entire forest with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, deer, elk, wolves, all this shit. And at one point, your character's like, hey, this is like enough to go eat or whatever. And your dad's like, oh, we'll be back for it. We'll be back for it. It's like, half the forest, bro? Like, what do we have, 30 wagons? I don't think so. It's just you and me, dude. So we're just needlessly slaughtering the entire forest. And I start to feel a little bad about that. But it's fine, because it's nothing compared to what's coming up next. Your dad dies on this boat thing. A bunch of story stuff happens. Not important. That's not important. The important part is your training starts after this. You meet some guy. His name's Honest Tom or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And he starts training you to do all sorts of things. He starts the training off by teaching you how to use your horse to stomp buffalo to death. Yeah. Your horse. And the way it looks is insane because there's the stomp animation is just like your horse goes up a little bit and then down, and it doesn't interact with the buffalo at all. But there's like an AoE damage type thing happening, and it dies. It takes 3 hits.
Only 3 hits.
Only 3 hits, but you have to kill 5 of them, so it took a while.
Oh no!
And also you have to be sprinting while this is happening. It's very interesting. But so he's training you, but he decides, after training you to use your gun to stomp shit with your horse, to ambush you with the 2 other dudes and steal, try to kill you over a 1 free prostitute visit token that you happen to be having that you got from your dad.
Obviously.
Yeah. So you kill him instead because he just trained you how to do it. And so you have your token. You go meet the mayor of the main town. His name is Hoodoo Brown. Mm-hmm. And he owns everything. And I didn't learn this until the fucking credits, because it didn't sound like him in the game, but it's Ron fucking Perlman.
Yeah.
And I know he's been in video games and stuff before, but Gun is a nothing game. Like, I don't know anyone who's played this. You own it, apparently, which is amazing. I've never talked about this game with anybody. Like, I've never heard it come up. So it was a big shock for me. It's also got Tom Skerritt in it. It's fucking weird.
It is really weird. Well, this is the height of, like, he had just gotten done with Hellboy, Ron Perlman, and he had started doing a couple other games during that time. I think this is like 2006 when this game came out.
It's not weird to me that he would do it. I get why he would do it, but why this game developer thought they needed a celebrity in their game, and it's not even mentioned. He's not even the first credit or anything. It's like listed where, like, alphabetically where the actors are.
Huh.
He's not touted in the game at all. It's just like, boop, he's in there. Hope he caught it. It's weird.
That is a little weird. Cause like,
So
this came out before, I think Red Dead Revolver.
no, it came out 1 year
Oh,
after.
it did, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks lots worse.
Yeah, it does. I think I had it on the PS2, because it was also on the Xbox 360, I think. And
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I played the shit out of that game because I've always liked cowboy games, and like it just helped me build the hype for fucking eventually Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a mini shitty Red Dead
A
Redemption.
little bit, yeah.
It's like it's got the tiniest open world you've ever seen. Like there are side quests and places to go to. One thing they had that was amazing was no matter where you are, you could teleport to the main mission and just start it. So that was dope. Like you could go do all your side shit and not worry about having to come back. Of course, traveling across the entire map only took like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was a quick game, so yeah.
It's amazing. I beat it in 5 hours. I think the average on howlongtobeat.com was like 6.5.
That's not bad.
There's some bullshit in that game. But anyway, so you meet the mayor, right? I'm like halfway done through my notes.
No, you're fine.
By the way.
Fine.
You meet the mayor, you do a bunch of shit for him, and then all of a sudden you're out with his lackeys, and they do some shady shit and try to like kill this one random civilian for no reason. They're like, I saw him pulling his gun. It's like, oh, he definitely wasn't doing that. I'm gonna turn you in to the mayor. And they're like, the mayor doesn't give a shit. And so they try to kill me, and I try to kill them, and I kill them because I'm the protagonist. And then I go back to the mayor, and I slam him against the wall. I was like, what the fuck are you trying to pull? He's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And he uses this prostitute lady that I've used my token on and to trap me. And so needless to say, I'm not part of his gang anymore. I joined the rebellion and spend the rest of the game. By the way, I worked for the bad guys for the entire game up to this point. But from then on, as soon as that happened to me, I am high and mighty as fuck to everybody about everything. I am the most moral person that ever moraled, and you can't touch this saint, whatever the fuck main character's name is. And then you learn Ned isn't your real dad. Instead, it's some saintly guy and a Native American woman that they don't really matter. The point is, they were very good people. And so you come from good people, so you're good. That's the point.
Obviously. That's how it works.
You have a flashback of the main bad guy, whose name is Magruder. We'll just call him MacGruber because it sounds like that. So MacGruber kills your dad and your mom, and Ned tries to stop him, but he gets his head blown off, but somehow survives and raises you. That part's not really explained. There's giant mounds of gold scattered across the map. Giant. I'm talking fucking fat, like bigger than your body. Just gold. You mine it, it's worth $10. And the nice thing is, you don't even have to sell it. You just mine it, and there's $10 in your inventory.
Like, here you go. We're lazy.
For comparison, bounties dead are worth 10, and alive are worth 15.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's a little weird. The game eventually turns into Indiana Jones for one scene. There's this ancient cross that they've been showing off all game, never ever telling you why it's significant. Like it's just kind of there, and it's like, oh, it's this ancient artifact thing that, you know, leads you to the city of gold or whatever, but you know, not much about it. The Indiana Jones part is where he takes it and places it on a stone for no fucking reason. He just places it there and starts looking through the holes on either end of it, and it helps him pinpoint where the city of gold is. No one told him to do that. There's no instructions on the stone tablet about doing that. He just decides to fucking put it there and finds out.
Obviously. It's
like the most shoehorned fucking Indiana Jones thing I've ever seen. It was amazing. And then, so he's like, oh, it's not down. You have to dig up. They're in the mines, but you have to dig up. I was like, how the fuck is someone supposed to, everyone in the game just accepts this. They're just like, oh yeah, dig up. That's not how mining works. You would go to the top and then mine down. Anyway, so they start mining up and the whole thing collapses and you fight the boss with dynamite at the end, and it's crazy. Oh, the one thing I forgot to say was when you kill the mayor, Hoodoo, he's like, you shoot him out of a window but before you do, or as you're doing it, he just grabs himself. It looks like he's gonna turn into a demon or something. He like grabs his chest. And he's like, "I am Hoodoo Brown," and then he just dies. He just screams his own name and then dies.
Is he fucking DJ Khaled?
Yeah, it's top 10 anime deaths for sure. It was great.
Oh, God.
I loved it. That game was a fucking amazing experience.
Nice.
Changed me. So, by the way, 12 days into January, two games beat.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
I have none.
Oh.
I have ADD. That's probably part of it.
Yeah. That's true. But if I rub it in your face, maybe you'll get better at it.
Yeah, maybe I will. Or maybe I'll just keep
nanner.
slamming my head against hard games.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, too. I'm not doing any of that.
I don't know why I'm doing it to myself, but I really have been. So you'll see a pattern here.
I mean, as long as you're enjoying it, like, whatever.
Yeah, I guess. So we played...
So, yeah, what did you play?
We played DOTA.
What were the hard games? Oh, yeah, fuck.
You dragged me into that fucking shit show again. Now I'm like fucking
I
itching
lightly
for it.
suggested you might want to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now I'm like itching for it, and I'm watching fucking videos on shit, and I'm like, no. It's
the one sure way to stay into Dota is watch other people play it. I get such a raging boner for playing Dota when I watch other people play it.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
There was a point when I quit for 3 months. The only way I made that happen was I stopped following everyone I knew on Twitter that played Dota, and I stopped following every Twitch channel that played Dota. All of that. And it still only lasted 3 months.
3 months? Fuck, I'm fucked. I was out for 8 years. I was clean for 8 years.
It's gotten so much better and worse, but better.
Yeah, it's like way different from playing it back on like
it's
beta
so different. Yeah.
and like Warcraft 3 and shit like that, obviously. But yeah, so you sucked me into that wormhole. I played a lot more Cuphead. I've been kind of doing it off stream. And you know what I did fucking today? I got a perfect fucking run because I was just playing the game and I didn't have to fucking focus on chat.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying.
When I restarted Sekiro, I was like, wow, this game is actually a lot more playable than I thought. Because when you're on stream, it's not just reading chat, but it's like the pressure of doing good because no one wants to suck in front of other people.
It's definitely a
so
bit of
it like adds this pressure that makes you worse.
Yeah, so like...
And I'm sure people get used to it and all that shit. I'm not used to it. I don't play hard games on stream like ever.
I'm hoping that I get used to it because I still enjoy it. And when I get those triumphs, it's like, fuck yes, you know? And it's like really good. And I just sit there and scream at the top of my lungs. So instead of Cuphead, I streamed Ori and the Blind Forest because Ori and the Wisps is coming out, I think, next month. And
what day did you stream this? I don't think I even remember. Oh yeah, I'm dead on Saturday.
Yeah, I know you're dead on the weekends.
Yep.
And that game is probably harder than Cuphead.
Oh my god.
I
have heard that game is very hard.
It's so fucking hard. I'm playing it on the hard setting. I might turn it down to normal if I stream it again, just so I can enjoy it a little bit more. But yeah, it's like I kept getting one shot, and I'm just like, fuck. And like enemies would hit me one shot, and I'm like, fuck.
I like the idea that these super hard games are also like the most pretty, so that people will still play
right?
them.
Like the messenger was like not even that hard compared to all these. Like it's a ninja style game, but it's not as hard as like Cuphead or even fucking Ori.
You know what you should do is go back to those old games like Ninja Gaiden 1.
I would love to actually.
That'd be dope as fuck.
There's this one called Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghouls. Fuck. I can't remember, but it was on the Super Nintendo. It's either Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghouls and Goblins. No, that's the NES one. And oh god, Ghouls and Goblins is just bullshit. Oh my god, it's so fucking hard, and I love those games.
It's not just hard; it's bullshit too.
A little bit.
It's like known bullshit.
There's also the Addams Family on the Super Nintendo. That was like my fucking childhood, and like
you know what I really want to play? Actually, fuck. Maybe I'll make this one of my 2D platformers for the year. There's one that I watched Game Informer play like 30 minutes of like forever ago, years ago. and there's a home improvement game. I think it's an SNES or NES game where you shoot velociraptors with nail guns.
Yeah. It's the dumbest fucking thing.
I fucking love that so much. Oh,
it's so
God.
bad. It's so utterly bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the good part about it, though.
But like Ori,
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Ori was really pretty. It was gorgeously done. The music was a little slow paced, but it worked with the environments and everything. So I actually listened to the music. And at times it was like kind of frustrating because it wasn't how I wanted to feel and how I wanted to like go. But
it's like slow paced, like pretty music.
It's slow paced and pretty music, but it fits with the scenes and stuff, so I get it.
It's like Enya, and you wanted Evanescence.
I would never listen to Evanescence again, but yeah, no.
Oh, come on. You went through a goth phase. Why not?
I think I was like, she was too mainstream, and I was like one of those super goths that was
of course
like,
she was.
She's like a poser.
Jesus. She only had one good song. It's fine.
And then I played Minecraft, and I'm playing an expert pack, so it's like a harder version of Minecraft.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I literally
You need to find some balance. I understand wanting to... You're going to burn yourself out on video games.
Well, okay.
You're playing Dota. You're playing a hard Minecraft pack. You're playing Ori. You're playing Cuphead all at the same time?
Yeah. But it's okay.
What the fuck?
It's okay, because I have a couple little casual games that I just like started doing again. I played Overwatch, and I got my dick slammed in the door, but it was fine because I was playing with a friend and it was fun.
Yeah. I like playing that game because I don't give a fuck what happens.
Exactly.
But when I do something good, it still feels good.
Yeah.
It's like the most like disengaged I can be with a competitive game,
like,
which probably pisses everyone else on my team off, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we get sweaty every once in a while, but today I wasn't just like feeling sweaty. I'm like, you know what? I haven't played in like a couple months. It's, I'm out of my groove. It's fine. And then
if you're ever finna play with somebody else that's out of their groove, let me know.
Yeah, I'll hit you up.
I'm a Reaper man, so I'll tell you, seriously, I take that game. I'm the edgelord himself.
Edgelord, talk about your goth phase.
I seriously have like 300 hours in that game, and like 200 of them are Reaper.
Gross. I don't even think I have that many hours in the game. That's how little I play Overwatch. But I still like it a lot. And then there's this other game called Graveyard Keeper. Have you seen it before?
I got it on Humble Bundle, and I have not played it yet. But and then I saw L Lance was playing it, but I didn't stick around because I was at work and it just didn't work out. But no, tell me about it.
So it's kind of like Stardew Valley. You get thrown into being the Gravekeeper, and you basically
so it's Stardew Valley, but you're not a farmer, you're a gravekeeper.
Yeah, you're a gravekeeper, and you gotta like make
that's
the
awesome.
Graveyard pretty, and then you gotta deal with the bodies,
that's awesome.
and then you kind of like take their meat and sell it to the town, and like
meat.
Yeah, it's very dark and fucked.
Sign me up for this Sweeney Todd adventure.
Yeah, it's super Sweeney Todd, and it's like super fucked. And then you meet like this Inquisitor dude, and he's like, "Hey, so you're gonna be friends with me, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Okay, come follow me to this witch burning." And I'm like, "Okay." And then like your very first interaction is him and like this people fucking burning a witch, and you're just like, "Oh no." But I haven't gotten very far into it. I'm like 21 days into it, but it's been a lot of fun. Just like kind of playing this dark and morbid fucked up Stardew Valley, basically.
That's dope. Okay, I'm way more excited to play that now.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. And then to top it all off, I know I've been like slamming my head against hard things. I had to go run to my my video game boyfriend Alistair.
Yes.
And I've been trying to play Dragon Age all week, and it kept crashing. And like I looked into fixing it with the AMD thing that you sent me, so I'm gonna fucking try that again, probably a little bit tomorrow.
Okay. And
do that tomorrow night. But I gotta beat that game. I'm so close. Alistair and I are going steady.
You said you told me you were at the Dwarven area, right?
Yeah, that's the last
Orzammar?
people that I have to get on the Grey
Oh, it's the last one? Okay. That's cool. I remember I remember talking to somebody. I was like, this is like a couple years after KOTOR 1 had come out. And I was talking to somebody on MSN Messenger about it. And I was like, he was like, oh, how far are you? And I was like, oh, I'm on Manon. And he's like, oh, that's pretty far. That's cool. And I was like, dude, you can choose where you want to go when you want to go.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. So when I heard the dwarf thing, I actually had a similar thought. I was like, oh, that's pretty far. I don't fucking know how far that is for you. So I just did the same thing as that guy. So I'm sorry to this guy. I don't even remember your name. That I was so rude to you. Damn near 15 years ago. Probably 15 years ago, actually.
Oh my god, I think you're suffering from empathy ports. Are you okay?
Look, yes. You know what? Yes, I'm fine. Whatever happens. It's all good.
Fair
I've been
enough.
listening to a lot of Alan Watts. It's all good.
Look at you. You're being good. But yeah, we didn't, the people that I was playing Rust with, they're all, getting sucked back into, Final Fantasy. So we took this week off. We'll probably take off the next couple weeks and then go back to it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yeah,
Fill it with Dota instead.
yeah, I'll get toxic on Dota once I become
I'll teach you how to be a really shitty fucking Dota player, and we'll do some 1v1s mid, and you'll never treat your team with respect, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna just get fucking scatty on Kodal and then chase people down, okay?
Ugh. No.
Yeah.
This,
No.
oh
I'm gonna
god.
get a Radiance, Boots of Travel, Scatty. Go. 3 Knolls and a Dagon.
I don't want to engage in this conversation anymore.
Let's move on to news then.
All right.
We have a lot of news.
If you snooze, you lose on this news.
Oh my god, I gotta go.
Yeah. That's for joking around about building stupid items in Coddle, okay?
Fuck you. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is actually from CBS, which kind of surprised me because this.
We should have a news jingle, huh? We should come up with one.
Man, okay, it'll be like we'll get your auto tune and it'll be us singing Nerd News Now or some shit.
Okay.
Anyway, so I found this actually on CBS. This just happened a few fucking hours
Always
ago.
funny.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this kid, he was playing video games with his friend. He lived in England. His friend lived in fucking Texas. And his friend noticed something was wrong with him. And she called the police in the UK. And the police arrived at his house. And his parents were home. He had no idea. They didn't have any idea what was happening. But apparently he was having a seizure. And, like, she said she can hear it through the headset, that she can hear him seizing and breathing really hard, and he was choking and stuff. And so she called 911 from the U.S. She was able to, fucking internet Google search the U.K. and, like, his area.
Yeah.
And call basically 911 for him.
Yeah. It's 9131.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was just thinking that.
I don't know the whole thing. I used to, but...
But yeah, she basically saved her fucking bro's life. Her internet bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Can you imagine if it was like a super like strict family that was like anti-internet and shit, and they're like, I'm so glad you're alive. Who the fuck have you been talking to in Texas? Hopefully they're not like that.
I don't think so. I don't think most people are like that nowadays anymore. Maybe
No.
I don't think so. 10 years ago, a little bit still.
Yeah.
Like, back when I used to run TF2 servers, my mom would still give me stipulation against it, and I was like 24 at the time, 23. And I'm like, Mom, I'm a fucking adult. I don't even live with you. Like, and she's like, well, just be careful because there's weirdos on the internet. And I'm like,
there's weirdos in real life too.
Yeah, like they're far away from me. There's no way in hell they're gonna come get me. Like, but yeah, I thought that was really fucking cool, and like it was like an outsized, like, I know there's like the gaming news like websites, but this was CBS that reported this, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They didn't say what game they were playing, which is what I was most curious about. I know that
Well,
sounds really fucked, but it's like,
hopefully the writer is anti Fortnite and just didn't want to, say they were playing Fortnite.
yeah, good point. Fair enough.
That's what I would do. Be like, oh, they were playing some game. I don't know.
Okay. Also,
The internet does good shit sometimes.
the internet does
That's the
great
lesson
shit
there.
sometimes. The internet is also a fucking terrible. I always compared.
Nope, you don't have to caveat. Nope, just this. When bad shit happens, you don't go, well, it's also good. So just let them be their own thing. There's great things happen on the internet sometimes.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Well, here's some good news on
Yeah.
the internet this week, because
Sweet.
it was awesome games done quickly this week, which is
I always thought that it's no, I thought it was all games done quick. That's what I thought that acronym stood for forever. Anyway,
but
it's awesome games.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's awesome games. They also have another one. It's basically it's just a bunch of different ones that is like games done quick, basically. But with just a different letter at the front.
Yeah, like they have the summer games and
Summer games will be coming up soon. I'm excited for those. But it was really cool to watch, like, these guys do this stuff, and like there was people talking about the speed runs and like developers breaking down the speed runs and like crying on the inside or laughing at it.
I love the stupid humor that comes out of those panels because they are not entertainers.
No.
Like they're just nerds who find some shit funny. But one entertained me to no end. I don't know what they were playing. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is I think it had Owen Wilson in it. So they were like making fun of him.
Yeah.
And they went on for like an hour about different funny stupid shit that Owen Wilson would say. Like, wow, I'm a car now. I'm not a person anymore. I'm a car. Wow. For an hour. Like it started out not funny because you're like, what the, like, okay, you can kind of do the voice and you're just saying shit, but intermittently, like a song on the radio, the fourth time you hear it is funny.
Yeah.
The first time you heard it, not fun or not enjoyable, but it comes back around. And that's how that was. That hour was a fucking roller coaster, man. And it's just the weirdest form of entertainment to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like some people's live streams, and like if you don't understand like the memes and stuff, you're not gonna get like half the jokes there sometimes.
Yeah.
So like I have a lot of weird like fucking old like inside jokes with my chat sometimes, and like somebody will come in and then I have to like awkwardly explain it.
Yeah, which makes it less funny.
And then everybody quiets in chat. I'm like, anyway.
Yep. Just blaze through it.
Fuck it. But yeah, so there was the speedrunner Sinister and then Zalander, and they did the blindfold fucking each one was controlling a side of the controller. And they beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out while fucking blindfolded.
Wow.
Dude, it was fucking nuts to watch. It was insane.
That game is not easy. Speaking of hard, you should do that game.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Fuck that. No. Hard pass.
There's a bar in San Francisco that will put your picture on the wall if you beat it and give you something else, I think.
Okay, maybe I'll start practicing.
Yeah. I followed this guy, Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb, who's, by the way, is leaving, and it's crushing my soul. But I followed his career for like 10 years, and through like half of that, he was trying to beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and it took him like 5 years to finally do it. It was amazing.
That made me rage.
But it was a triumphant moment when he got there. It was awesome.
Yeah. And but yeah, they raised a fuck ton of money. They raised, let me see, they raised like $3.1 million in that week, which is fucking nuts.
Damn.
It's pretty awesome, and it's just a bunch of people doing fucking crazy things. There was the blue screen fake out by the guy who was playing one of my all-time favorite games. He was playing BioShock, and he was at the point where he glitched out Andrew Ryan, and Andrew Ryan's doing his speech thing. And if you don't glitch that, you waste 8 minutes on your speed run, basically.
Right.
Because this is one of those games that I looked into doing. And he got the key, and he was putting in the key to the fucking city, and it gives him a blue screen of death. And then he goes, wait, I planned for this. And then it fucking turns into the Skyrim opening. And then it like glitches back to the fucking It was so good. And like everybody actually legitimately freaked out because he put that in there. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't anything. He snuck it in there at the last second.
I was trying to think of like logistically how he did this. And I guess it's just like video files probably, right? Like that was just like a video of the Skyrim intro.
Yeah, he just like fucking threw it up there, and it was like a 3-second fucking intermittent basically while the game was in the background on pause. It's like just switching a scene on your OBS.
Yeah.
So he like freaked everybody the fuck out.
But like they don't have ultimate control over the machines, right?
No.
Like the computers? Wouldn't the tech people set that up?
I mean, he I think, I don't know actually. That's a good point. But he snuck it in there because they all did rehearses for this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he snuck it
That's
in there,
wild.
and yeah, everybody was like pissed, but also laughed it off at the end.
It's hilarious. And like that's publicity as shit. I guarantee a bunch of people saw that don't watch GDQ.
Exactly.
You know?
It was a good move. I thought it was a good power play.
Yeah. I think it's great.
But yeah, so, and then people reacted. So like the guy who did Getting Over It, there's the fastest speed run is under 1.5 minutes, and he talks about it.
What's Getting Over It?
You've never played Getting Over It?
I don't think so. Is that the one with the sledgehammer and the pot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have no interest.
I know you don't, but it's like literally the most rage-inducing game ever.
I'm not a masochist.
I am.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm a sadomasochist towards myself, I guess. But yeah, so they talked about that. The guys from Control, the developers from that, watched somebody do a speed run of that
Boo.
in 59 minutes. And they were like crying the whole time, basically. It was the same as like the Outer Worlds.
That 12 minutes. That was insane.
They were like,
I still haven't gotten to watch
Dude,
that
you
because I
should.
actually do want to beat that game. But I want to beat the game.
It doesn't give away too much. It just shows you the stupid ending.
Yeah, I'll just beat it because I'm sure I'm going to choose the stupid ending. It's usually how it goes for me.
I don't know if you can unless you have like a certain level of intelligence. But yeah.
Hey.
I'm saying you're smart, not stupid.
Whoa.
I'm saying you're not stupid enough to get the bad ending. But
all right. It didn't sound that way, but okay.
Oh my god. But yeah, so like I remember them listening to their review and they're just crying the whole time. They're like, look, he just passed all my fucking hours and hours of story. He missed this amazing dialogue here.
Wait. They were crying in a bad way?
Yes. They're like super salty about it. I'm like, bitches, do you not understand what this man had to do? He played your games so hard. He dissected the shit out of your game so hard. He was able to calculate every move. Like, you don't understand. He loves your game. Like,
that's crazy.
And like the guy from Getting Over It, he said it the best in his little like 1.5 minutes of his thing, watching the dude do his speed run. He said, developers take a block of wood and they make this beautiful statue out of it, right? And what speedrunners do is they take that statue, admire that statue just like everybody else. They love it. They put it on a fucking pedestal sometimes, but then they take it off that pedestal and then they snap it in half and then they take out the little pieces that they want.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing. It's like, I love speedrunners because they definitely obviously love the game enough to play it and abuse it.
I think about this a lot, like kind of a lot. Like man, like I love the game so much, but I don't love any game enough to do that. I don't. There's no. Rather, I don't. I value my time in other areas. Is the truth of it. But it's like there's nothing that's like. There's no game where I'm like, I'm fine foregoing a bunch of other games to play this game that much. There's just not that game ever. And the closest I get is replaying Dragon Age and KOTOR. Fair. You know, like I'll just replay the game. I I have like the slightest inkling to be like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like. But the games that I would want to speedrun aren't interesting. Like I was bored to tears by the Dragon Age Origins speedrun that I watched. It was like an hour and 18 minutes or something, and most of it's just like glitching through shit. And it's like I that's not interesting.
Yeah,
to me.
that's how.
The speedruns that are interesting to me are like how fluidly you can play the game. And Dragon Age Origins just doesn't have that capability in it. It's not in an interesting way. It'd still be like 30 hours long or whatever. But like Dishonored, perfect speedrun game. Because you can just rip through that with the existing mechanics in the game. Maybe there's a glitch here or there, but it's like mostly you're just doing the game super good. I love seeing that.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Like, I started doing Messenger again and doing trying to do speedruns for that, and I just got to play it over and over again. That's the only way I'm going to get good at it. I used to do legitimate Portal ones, because, like, you could beat Portal in, like, 7 minutes if you glitch the shit out of it. But legitimate runs are about, I think the fastest is, like, it's around 21 minutes. And I think I was down to, like, 22:30.
That's amazing.
And I played the shit out of that. I fucking loved it. And like I was just doing these fucking runs. I remember somebody picked up Portal. He's like, I'm gonna play Portal for the first time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see how many times I could beat it before you do. I beat it 6 times before he did.
That's awesome.
And like I don't know what it is. It's just something about that.
It's funny because this is gonna be a weird tangent, and I don't know if I can close it up. Good. But I'm going to try anyway. So there's this Alan Watts bit, who's a philosopher from like the 50s or 60s. And really he's a philosophy like historian more than anything, because he's teaching different like ideas he's learned about from, you know, Nietzsche and shit like that. But so he shows this embroidery, right? It's like a specific kind of embroidery. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like 1,000 fucking stitches per square inch. And he's like, nobody has time for this anymore. But he's like, look at the way this looks. And he's like, yeah, people will say that looks really good. But then he flips it over. He's like, it's almost as beautiful on the backside because they didn't take any shortcuts.
Yeah.
And speedrunning to me is like that. Even though you're getting through it as fast as you can, so it seems like you are taking shortcuts, and you are, but you're getting to know the game in such a slow way. Like the process of learning how to speedrun is not slow at all, or not fast at all. It's the slowest, most minute fucking thing you do. And that's beautiful as shit to me. I love that.
Yeah, you get to know that game super intimately. Like, and like the developers cry. It's like, you're breaking our game. You're breaking our game. You're ruining it. You're not supposed to play it this way. It's like,
that's the stupidest thing. Let your thing go.
Yeah.
Your art is not you, you know? Let someone else do something with it. That's like video game publishers and shit that are just like, you can't make internet content out of our game. It's like, it helps you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why people get mad at that. Like, it's sort of the publicity thing.
Especially if it's good content. Like, fuck. Yeah. Hire those people or something. Like, damn.
Yeah, give me a fucking job, Valve.
Yeah, Valve is the best at doing that.
Right? I'll fucking make some suggestions. We'll get fucking Alex going some more. I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, Alex too.
We'll get Half-Life 3 fucking so Half-Life 3 confirmed if Bunny works for Valve. Anyway, so in other news, we're gonna skip this big one that I know we're gonna yell at each other about. We'll save it for the end. How about that?
Oh, okay.
So quickie, Doom just got a huge free update. Doom, as in the original Doom, and Doom 2. So good old pixelates, you know, coming at you at 60 FPS. So
sweet. I bet that looks good, actually.
It probably looks a lot better. It probably looks a little bit smoother.
Speaking of old ass games, I forgot I played another game. The Gothic remake playtest thing. It's fucking terrible.
Wait, where's the
original? They did it dirty as fuck.
Oh, no.
No, the original is bad.
Yeah,
like, it is kind of a bad game. It developed a cult following, and in 2001, it wasn't even that good. But if you're going to remake a game, right, their wording in the intro of this is like, we thought we could just remaster it, but they're like, it needs more work than that. They didn't do it, okay?
Oh, no.
The work they did was make it super pretty, In some areas, I mean, I get it's a playtest. It's not a final product.
Okay.
I understand. It's a free hour-long fucking demo. But if they don't clean this shit up, it's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Oh,
Because
no.
the graphics, yes, they're pretty. The animations are dog shit,
Oh, no.
and the voice acting is so below Two Worlds that I can't even.
No.
Holy shit! I got so fucking mad at this, and I didn't even play the original Gothic. I played Gothic 3, so maybe I'm judging it like an unfair barrier, right? But I went back and watched the intro to the first game, the real one. Would have much rather played that.
Yeah.
It's got some fucking bullshit in it.
Sorry.
First of all, the combat they tried to make different by making it work like a terrible, dumbed down version of Kingdom Come's combat, where you directionally block and attack. But it feels terrible. Doesn't register your inputs all the time. And there's only 3 directions instead of 8. And there's a dodge that doesn't work, at least against human enemies. Maybe it's supposed to be like a Witcher thing where it's like dodging is for monsters and blocking is for people. Maybe it's like that. They didn't explain that, but maybe that's it. Also, again, not a finished product, but this is what you're putting out into the world at THQ Nordic.
Oh no.
The combat music is a tiny 30-second loop that sounds exactly like Silver for Monsters in Witcher 3.
Oh no.
Not exactly, but it's so close. Like, listen to them side by side. You'll fucking see it. I might even make a video about it. That's how fucking pissed I was.
Oh my god, you're that pissed.
Yes.
Wow.
It's terrible.
No.
So sorry for interrupting the news, but that's pretty big
That
news
is
to me.
pretty big news.
Unbiased also. God damn.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to the Gothic remake. That's all I'm saying. It's not. It didn't even feel bad in a fun way, like Two Worlds is.
But well, I'm excited that they boosted the FPS on Doom 1 and 2.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. You're fine.
No way to transition off that.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna fucking jump back into it. And I'm probably actually gonna revisit them because I had them on Steam.
I don't think I've ever beat them.
I think I beat the first one, maybe not the second one.
Did you ever play Dark Forces?
Dark Forces, yeah, the fucking Star Wars game.
Yeah, the like rip off of Doom. That's so
fucking
good.
Loved it.
That was one of my first gaming experiences.
Really?
It was amazing. I was disappointed to find out people didn't really like that game.
Oh.
Like the reviews back in the day were like a 5 out of 5 or 5.5 out of 10,
Aw.
6. I think maybe I saw 7, but it was like really middling. It was like
it
bad.
On Steam?
It is on Steam,
Ooh.
and they like made it run through DOSBox and all that shit, so it should be fine.
Dark Forces.
It's actually one of the only Jedi Knight series games that I can get to run on my system.
Oh man. Now I want to play this. I'm installing it later. Okay.
It's a great game, except level 2, the sewer, it will make you want to die.
It's shit.
It'll make you want to die. So maybe level skip that one. Like there's cheats for it. Just level skip it. Maybe dive in to see what it was. But you're a man.
Man, I'm gonna fucking handle that shit.
We have a new announcement on the Ignore the Backlog podcast.
Let me put my fucking beard on bareback.
We're gonna have to hire another co-host to get the feminine perspective.
Wow.
You said you're a man. What do you want me to do?
Man, now you're a man. Anyway, so PT was this magical little demo that
piece of trash. It's lovingly called by the community.
Piece of trash, yes. This demo that was never finished, and people still play the shit out of it because it was such a good. It's been named like the best horror game multiple times,
which is hilarious because it's a playtest, right? It's like a demo.
It's not finished. It's a demo, and like people are still finding shit in this game.
I think that the mystery of it is more interesting than what it ever could have been. Like, if it got finished, there's no way it would live up to what it was. It's like Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
No matter what we get, it's not gonna satiate us, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right with that. Cause like, I don't know. I've watched so many people play this game, and like, I haven't personally played it, but like just experiencing what other people have done. But like, somebody found this new room with unused eyeballs hiding in it, so it's just got a bunch of different eyeballs for the models. And it's probably the most terrifying thing to find. Just like this fucking awesome. Room filled with eyeballs from the fucking models. It's just like, oh no. But yeah, so like this YouTuber, he keeps fucking going back into this game. Something keeps pulling him back in, and he keeps finding shit. And his newest thing is this fucking room full of eyeballs, and it's on his YouTube channel. I think it's his name is, let me see. Let me pull him.
How do you type that? How do you spell that?
Oh my god, I cannot.
I think it's TSK. Everybody.
S-E.
Sheezy.
Or S-H-E-S-E-Z. Sheezy?
I think Sheezy is a Tech 9 lyric.
You're a Sheezy. Anyway, but that's his fucking YouTube channel. He constantly does shit like this. That one's pretty good. And, yeah. Fucking room full of eyeballs. It's terrifying. Yeah.
Wow.
I just love the fact.
I still have not played that.
I know. Corks, we're coming over. Yeah, we'll just bring some beer and some snacks. And, yeah, we should steal their PlayStation.
Hell yeah.
We're doing it. Hijacking.
We should make it an event at Outrage. Like, bring a PS4 that has it and, like, stream it to their,
oh my God,
their big thing.
Everybody's
That'd be
screaming.
so great.
I would be screaming. Yeah. I would be drunk and screaming and probably crying.
It would be hard to get, like, scared at an atmosphere like that, but maybe. Maybe not. But, anyway, so the last thing that I wanted to talk about and I think I'm ready to kind of accept Epic as a gaming store. Yep.
And I know your kind of stance already, and I think you kind of know my stance. Because the big thing...
Well, let's state it. What is your stance? Oh, so your stance is it's fine. We should leave it.
I think it's fine. We should leave it. And the reason being is, like, Epic is paying the developer / publisher, I know, more than what Steam is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the metrics are with, like, how advertising works on the Epic Store, but I'm assuming there's not as many games as, like, there is on Steam. So it's probably a little easier to find shit on there right now. But... Well,
I could go light years on this fucking subject, but no, because the discovery tools are fucking dog shit, so no.
On Epic or on Steam?
On Epic.
I mean, yeah, right now. But it's like the new grocery store for video games.
So look, I don't have any problem accepting it as a, like, whatever. I bought Control. I bought Anno.
Oh, yeah, you did buy Anno.
Control, I really wanted, but it ultimately disappointed. So it's not a good example. Anno, I love that game. It's really good. So obviously, selfishly, I'm going to just buy the shit I want to buy. That's not available on other platforms.
Yeah.
I do wish I had just bought it on Steam when it was available there, for sure. Unfortunately, it's just too impossible to know what's going to get yanked immediately. You know, like, if I had known, then I would have bought it. So if they had like a 2-week grace period, I would have just bought it on Steam. But they didn't. And so that's the part that feels shady as fuck to me, is just whoosh, just yank it. And I understand that's up to the publisher of the game. That's not on Epic. Epic's not the one yanking it. But they are the ones, like, forcing that with a shitload of money. And that feels bad. I understand it's good for the developer to get money, but it's anti-consumer as shit because they're making deals that have nothing to do with us, causing us to use something that's worse for us. I don't like it at all. Obviously, I'm not strong enough with my fucking impulses to just not buy anything on there ever. I proved that twice already. But I really wish that they would just make it a fucking usable platform just the way Steam is. Like, everyone complains, Steam really needs competition to make it better, you know? Steam is way better than Epic. Way better.
Yeah.
Epic's been around for, what, like a year? Like, they've been around for a while now.
Yeah, but the thing is, did you...
I haven't seen a single fucking improvement on their platform for users.
I'm going to fucking play devil's advocate right here. Did you play with Steam
go for it.
back in 2004?
It was like 2008 that I joined.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker. Let me tell you some horror stories about Steam in 2004. From 2003 to 2000 and probably like 6, maybe 2007. Yeah. None of it worked. None of it.
Okay.
The friends list was
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? This was 2006.
That's fair, but like, I know that
they have, this is how it comes out. Okay, listen. What if Obsidian had all the problems and glitches from Fallout 3 in Outer Worlds? What if that happened? It took Fallout a long time to get better, right? It took them, you know, Fallout 4 wasn't as glitchy. So Obsidian should get the same pass, right? No,
you're right.
Absolutely not, because they have decades of experience in the game development. Like, there's standards that keep getting raised.
So what do you not like about the Epic Store? Because, like, I've used it for a little bit.
There's no curation whatsoever. It's a wild land of fucking nonsense. I can't trust any sources of the reviews, right? There's no fucking review system on that platform. The store is... crazy hard to browse unless you're looking for the free games that they tout all the time, which is great. I've gotten a bunch of free games from them, and that's fun. But it doesn't make their platform easier to use.
Right.
Their interface looks like fucking dog shit. Steam's new beta thing, a lot of people are hating on it, but it's infinitely better. Infinitely better than any other platform. Name one platform better.
Well, there aren't any. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So
I'm fine with another competitor. I'm fine with it.
They make these
but they need to add something for me. Why is there focus on developers? Because look, if you love your hairdryer, are you willing? Do you ever research and go, I want the money to go toward the people who made it more than the advertisers or whatever the fuck it is, right? The distributor. No, because you're looking for a great hairdryer, right? Yeah. So game platform, same thing.
I don't know. This is where I'm going to argue with you because like the people who make the video games, this is like art. You're buying artwork and I want more money to go towards the artist. I want more money to go
but you can't
I know, but the
possibly
publisher,
say who's making the art and where the money is actually going.
I know,
there.
but like I would like to just believe.
In theory, yeah. In theory, it might keep a couple of more people employed. Maybe. Or this platform sucks so much ass, people aren't buying nearly as much shit on it, so they get a big lump sum of money. This, by the way, is not going to last forever, right? Epic needs to make their platform better. It needs to be good on its own merit. It's not. And it shows, as far as I'm aware, I'm not keeping up with it as much as I probably should. But it seems like it's not getting any better. I've not seen improvement from a user perspective. So until that happens, my stance is the same. Steam is way better. It's infinitely easier to use. And part of it is I'm used to it, right? Obviously.
I was just going to say, I think you're used to it.
But the way it looks, even though it just changed, I love the way it looks. Browsing through my games,
it's pretty awesome.
Through the list view and the new like giant fucking thing. So it's like you sort of internalize like what the game is easier because of the big picture of it. I love that shit.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there. The fact that there aren't any reviews, I think the reason why is because even though this is me putting on my tinfoil hat, okay? It is owned partly by Tencent, right? So with that being said, they might not want people like posting shit on there just because like look at how chaotic sometimes the reviews for Steam games go. Look at No Man's Sky. Like I know I watched that deep dive on No Man's Sky, but like actually going back and looking at all the old reviews and stuff for No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Steam responded to that immediately by creating the recent reviews, so you can tell if they vary differently based on a new event, and that's fucking incredible. They respond not immediately, but it was like months later. It was like quick in video game distribution platform time. All the complaints about the Epic platform, I've seen nothing about.
Well, I mean,
there's no addressing
that's fair.
it.
They aren't addressing these certain things. I think it needs to be cleaned up. But the fact is, like, I still support the fact that more money is going towards the developers in the end.
Cool. Good for you. Why don't they just set up a Patreon so I can be a Patreon of games I like?
I have done that.
I would much rather do that. I would much. I used to back games until I got super burned by one. But
which one burned you?
It was called. Fuck. Do I remember? It was so long ago. It was called it was a super shitty fucking, and I mean shitty as in unplayable. Actually, I've been burned twice.
No.
I forgot about this. I've been burned twice. One was called Starforge?
Oh,
Yeah, Starforge.
Starforge. Oh, shit.
Oh, my fucking God. That game was a disaster. They abandoned it almost immediately after I bought it. And what is the other one called? Something Dawn. Legends of Dawn.
Oh,
My
no.
God. Have you heard of this? Yeah. It looked like Dungeon Siege. That's why I supported it, right? And I think they even referenced to Dungeon Siege.
They did on their Kickstarter.
And then, by the way, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that they made an unplayable fucking buggy mess. They also made a Legends of Dawn Reborn and sold it again under a new name, right? I didn't have to buy it because they were like, oh, we'll give it to people for free. But they still put it up on the Steam store for sale as a different game, and it was the same thing. They didn't fix a single issue. Not one thing was addressed.
Oh, no. So they were just trying to make more money again?
They were garbage pieces of shit. Yes. So
yeah, I mean, I've been burned too, but like, I don't know. I want to have faith still. Like, if we constantly have these like pessimistic shit, I think we're just never ever gonna fucking love video games anymore. Like,
that's not true. I love video games. I fucking love video games.
But like Bethesda, like my whole fucking, but I've been a Bethesda fanboy for fucking ever in this whole year.
Let it go.
Just
let it go.
Year.
That's what I'm doing with BioWare. BioWare is not the same company. Bethesda still has Todd Howard, but they're not the same company. Just let it go. You know? Just whatever.
Yeah.
Things evolve and people change, and it's fine. Just find something else to attach to, and it's all good. It's just the ebb and flow of what happens.
I want Obsidian to make more games.
I don't think I'll be buying them.
You don't have to. I want them.
I would really like to get back into CRPGs because like Pillars of Eternity I've never played. But those games are so read heavy and long that it's difficult, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to kind of like get back into that. I don't know. Fuck.
It's tough, you know?
Yeah, so you're mad at Epic because their store sucks. I'm okay with Epic.
No, I'm mad at your reaction to that article. That's what I'm mad at. I don't give a fuck what someone's
70%.
No, I'm mad at your reaction to this article. Like, your flippity flop fucking bullshit on this article is what pisses me off. Like, you going, I hate Epic, I hate Epic, I hate Epic. You read one thing about it and you're like, oh, Epic is the greatest.
I'm not
like,
gonna
fuck
fully
you,
support
all right?
them, but like, I do like the fact that they are giving them more money.
We've done this the entire time.
What?
The entire time. You didn't hear about this when it first happened?
No, I didn't know this.
Oh, this is not new news at all.
Okay. Fuck me, right? We should have looked. I meant to look into this like when we first started this podcast, and then it just fucking fell into probably some pastry bullshit that I've been dealing with at work.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I'm a very selfish. I understand why people want to support developers. I absolutely do. But like, buy more of their shit then. Like, supporting them on a different platform that's worse for you makes no sense.
I mean, I definitely do. Like, I support through Kickstarters usually.
So like, okay, let's say, here's a hypothetical. All right. We got, and it's not even hypothetical because I think this exists. All right. A game's on Steam and a game's on Epic at the same time. Which do you buy?
I'm probably gonna buy it on Steam as much as I hate to say it.
Woo!
You win.
Yes,
you
baby.
Win.
Portz. Let's end the podcast while I'm on top.
Okay, so I have an idea for us, but it's not going to happen until February. Can we make it almost 4 weeks without a fucking show to talk about?
Probably. I mean, we've done 2 also already.
Anyway, so Star Wars Clone Wars starts up again.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen Clone Wars. I started the first season.
Oh, well, I've seen bits and pieces.
So maybe we should just talk about our journey through that. Are you going to catch up, I assume?
Catch up, yeah.
Okay. I'll start catching up too then.
That's our goal. Fucking
Okay. Clone Wars. Got it. There's some cool Darth Maul shit that happens. I can't wait to see.
There's definitely some Darth Maul shit because like it coincided with some of the comics that I read at the time, so I would go watch those episodes. But I watched everything out of order because it was like this is before Netflix and all that bullshit. So, and I fucking didn't want to watch Disney because I think it was on Disney or was it on Nickelodeon?
I thought it was Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network? I don't remember whichever one it was.
That's what I thought. But when it was on, like I barely had access to TV.
Yeah,
so
same
I don't know.
here. So like I was just like, well, I'm gonna miss the Star Wars. It sucks, but it is what it is. So I watched like bits and pieces. I know a lot of what happens. I just haven't seen it actually all sitting down. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about it, so I didn't only like a couple things, so no major stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's juvenile. Like it's obviously a TV show for kids, but there's some cool shit that happens anyway.
I mean, it was so George Lucas definitely wanted to do kids films. You could tell kind of, and this was like his way to do it. It was on Cartoon Network, and then they did do it on Netflix for like its 6th season in 2014.
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't realize it was going on that long. Oh well. But yeah, I started watching it the other day, and then this article came onto my fucking Google pop-ups and bullshit, and I'm like, oh,
nice.
There's a show. It's Star Wars related. It's not Mando.
I think I saw somebody tweet about it. Oh, it was like a guide to the important episodes if you wanted to catch up super quick to the new season. I think.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna watch them all.
I think I'm gonna watch all of it. I'm on a super Star Wars high right now. Like
Star Wars.
I'm re in love with it. It's great.
Yeah, I started reading shit. Here, I can pull it up maybe if I can find it fast enough.
Real quick, while you're looking that up, I'm rewatching all the Star Wars movies with my girlfriend, and we're doing it chronologically, right? So we started with Solo, which is the first one, which is funny. I didn't realize that. And then, no, Phantom Menace. Sorry, Phantom Menace is the first one. Is the prequel's the first, obviously, and then after that it's Solo, and then it's Rogue One, which is the best fucking Star Wars movie ever, confirmed by me watching it again. It's so good. And then now we're on New Hope. So we just finished New Hope, and Star Wars is stupid as shit. It's so goddamn dumb. Like the stuff that happened in that, like the logic and all that. There's so much stupid shit that it's making me less angry about the new movies, because it's like it's always kind of been like this, you know?
Like
it's just stupid shit. And I'm less angry about it.
I think a lot of people have seen the older Star Wars so much that it's in their brain, and when they actually do watch it, they don't sit there and watch it. It's kind of like in the background. Yeah,
they're not internalizing what's really going on. They're just like, oh man, I love this. Oh god, Han Solo's so good. And, I think you're 100% right. They're not analyzing it as it's happening, and I was definitely doing that. And it's so
dumb. And like that's part of my childhood is like I love that dumbness. And so like to watch these new 3 ones,
absolutely,
I was like super pumped, and I don't know why everybody was shitting on him so much. So it's just like, did you not watch the old shit?
I still reserve that The Last Jedi is terrible, but it's like terrible in this like pool of shit that's kind of bad anyway. It's like the bottom of that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But it's like in a great way. Like it just doesn't give a fuck, and it's like a liberating thing. It's not like a constricting. It's bad. The writing's bad. It's like the world's amazing. Some of the writing's bad. The acting is really good, but just some logical errors, and just like they're messing with a lot of shit. Right? It's this sci-fi. Like name another fucking giant sci-fi universe that all makes sense. They don't exist. So just relax. and enjoy it.
Exactly.
But it was fun to get it like pissed at The Last Jedi. It's like there's a certain joy there too. It's like there's another Alan Watts thing. Well, this is just gonna be the Alan Watts episode where he's just like, oh, something like if you're in the river, you don't swim against the current. You go with it. You go with it, and like at an angle to get to shore if you want, or if you want to take it, you just go with it. And he's like, same with sailing. In sailing, you use the wind. You either, if you want to go against the wind, there's a way to do that. But you have to use the wind no matter what if you're sailing. And he's like, in the same way, just let what is happening happen, and use it the way that you need to use it. So like, it's weird to equate that because he was definitely not talking about Star Wars. But it's just like what Star Wars is, let it be that. And if you're upset about it, be upset about it. Who gives a shit? It's fucking all made up bullshit, and so are your opinions.
Yeah, like,
it's great.
I don't know.
Life's amazing alive. I'm not high right now, but I really sound like I am.
Goddamn, dropping some philosophical bombs at us. Yeah, no, my Star Wars high has been a little different. I haven't been watching the movies. I did start, like I said, Clone Wars. I watched like the first 2 episodes. But I've been kind of deep diving back into comic books. So I've always read comic books as a kid. I have dyslexia, so this is my way of reading easier.
Nice.
Was reading comic books. That's how I learned to read a little bit better.
That's cool.
And like deal with things. So, I started reading Empire's End, which is mostly about the Empire and the fall of it. And then I started reading Dark Empire, which they kind of took elements from in the new movies, except it's a lot different. So what happens in Dark Empire is there's like 4 other comic books that I'm reading, but this one is what's his face isn't dead. Palpatine's not dead. And he turns Luke. And so Luke starts going towards the dark side. And this is basically his like fall.
Wow.
So it's pretty good. And then I also started reading stuff about Kylo Ren.
I hate that character so much.
I love Kylo Ren.
I used to think it was because I hated Adam Driver, but it's not true. I saw him like in a clip of that one Marriage movie, whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah. Oh, shit,
I want to watch that so bad because it looks so intense. But I haven't done it because it's like it's hard to get in the mood for a movie like that. You're like, am I in the mood to watch a marriage dissolve? Not really, no.
No.
But it looks so good because the acting is amazing and so is the writing. But so watching some of that, like clips of it, I was like, oh god, it's definitely not him. Like it's just the character. I fucking can't stand that character. But then you go to Hayden Christensen and you're like, I think I hate Anakin and Hayden Christensen. And then you watch him in any other movie and you're like, I do hate Hayden Christensen for sure. I saw Jumper and that was a terrible fucking movie.
That was so fucking bad.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, goddamn. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks, Bunny, for being here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for screaming at me and everything.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I'm happy to do it. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, I think that's what makes us such good friends. We can scream at each other and still go get a beer.
And walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off. Walk it off, baby. Hey,
now walk it out.
Where can people find you?
On the internet at the Twitch television program TV website. Twitch.television program website / the real ports. And then Twitter, tweet me at tweeting at the real ports. And ignore Backlog. And you can find this podcast at ignorethebacklog.com.
Yep.
And then there's an RSS feed you could, there's an RSS feed you can pull off there to load into any app. We're working on discovery methods and all that. We're new, so give us some time.
We're trying.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
Are uploaded to YouTube's too.
That's true. We're on the YouTubes, and that's ignore the backlog. I'm pretty sure. I hope so. Although we don't have a channel name technically, so you just have to search it. So
yeah. Anyway, people can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Evil Space Bunny.
Yes, ESB for short.
ESB, that's me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Internet and everybody. If you somehow found this without the internet. That's amazing. Like a thumb drive somewhere. That'd be awesome.
On a Zune. It's on a Zune somewhere.
When I was, I'll give you this and then we'll go. When I was, I think I was 14 or 15. I worked for my parents, so I had like money.
Oh no.
For that age, you know.
Yeah.
And I bought a Zune for my girlfriend. I had one. My parents gave me one, so I got into that ecosystem. By the way, they did the subscription music model first.
Yeah,
they did it before Apple.
I mean, it was Microsoft, so yeah.
But it did not take off at all.
No.
Which is funny because they try to do things first all the time, and then someone does it like 2 years later, and it takes off so much.
Poor
Anyway.
Microsoft.
Oh, poor Microsoft. Not really. They're fine. But so I bought her a Zune. It was like we had been dating like a month, and I bought her like a $300 Zune, and it lasted like 4 months. It was terrible.
When you broke up, did you be like, yeah, so I want your
No,
Zune back?
no, I'm not a dick. No. I let her have it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So anyway, use your Zune to tune in next time. We'll see you next Thursday.
Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. God damn it.